Hey everybody, welcome back to Fishtank. This is docbe, and we are playing Hiveswap Friendsim with the new DLC for Volume 2. Jessica played the first one, and so you guys are getting a brand new narrator. Could be interesting. You stumble through the streets of a strange alien world. Okay. Ever since you crash-landed on this hostile planet, you've been desperate. Desperate for information, for provisions, and possibly for a bit of medical attention. Along the way, you've had some laughs, embarrassing missteps, and maybe even an encounter with alien meat products? You don't really want to get into it. What you do want to get into is friendship. Jessica said I had to be animated, which I'm pretty sure in this case means I have to do character voices. So we'll see how that goes. An entire planet of endless friend opportunities awaits you. Honestly, at this point, you'd make friends with one of those weird purple bushes. You're not picky. Wait, you see something in the distance. Or perhaps someone. These look like my kind of people. Let's start from left to right. Lo, what light through yonder weird organic architecture breaks. A small figure approaches. Oh my gosh. You are so far you swallowed quite a few insults in regards to your look and intelligence levels. You aren't really the type to let the shallow opinions of others get you down, but you've been kind of a rough day. You brace yourself. Cute! Oh. She gives you a sweet, sincere smile. I've never seen anything like you. I don't know character voices. It's giving me all sorts of new ideas. Boy, you hope some of your ideas are about friendship. Now that you've got a taste of it, you are hungry for more. You take a stumbling step forward, and your ribs remind you that although the potential for camaraderie is enough to improve your mental health, it can't cure acute injuries. Oh, you don't look so good. Come inside. I've been looking for new contributors. Contributors? Could she mean friendship contributors? No, that's dumb. Maybe she runs some sort of alien newspaper and she wants you on staff. She looks a little young for that, but what the heck do you know about alien management hierarchy? You follow her to a nearby building, and now that you're looking up from your ravenous hunt for companionship, you notice that you've wandered in kind of an upscale part of town. There's a lot less garbage and people collapsed on the street. You see one of those spiky robot things, and it's washing a window instead of shooting lasers at a group of children. If that's not high class, you don't know what is. Before you can follow her inside, she turns around at the threshold, blocking your way. Real quick. You don't happen to be an artist, do you? Artistry, well, as a matter of fact. Tell her, yeah, it isn't exactly your whole deal, but you've known to dabble. Tell her, no, you've never had much of a knack of it. We're gonna be honest. And do this. Oh. I see how it is. Well, you aren't going to snake rodent any trade secrets out of me. Goodbye. Okay. You completely blew it. Good to know. Okay, guys, we have to lie about our proficiencies. We got this. Blah, 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 blah. Let's give this another shot. I think I can just skip ahead. Tell her, no, you've never had much of a knack of it. Oh, good. Friendships between artists can be so fraught. Much better to just keep things between artists and art appreciators. That way, no one can get jealous. The girl's smile widens even further, and you feel an unbelievable rush of joy. Have you finally found someone who isn't a total fucking maniac? Probably not. Also, I'm sorry for the voice that I gave her. I don't know why that's it, but that's what we're going with now. And she brought up friendship without you having to mention it at all. It puts a spring in your step, or as much of a spring as possible with your broken arm and misaligned torso. Amisia leads you into an elevator with buttons labeled in spiky leathers that make absolutely no sense to you. You realize that probably nothing is ever going to make sense to you again. That's okay. Your hierarchy needs has adjusted recently. Your new friend, you are jumping the gun with this descriptor, but you are feeling seriously good about this encounter, stands in the corner of the elevator, wringing her claws. I wish I'd known I was going to have company. I would have cleaned up a little. It's been a while since I've met anyone new. You sure that whatever disaster her house is can't be any worse than some of the other places you've seen here? Although you kind of get what she means. She's wearing an artist's smock that's covered in splashes of paint. Paint. Yeah, paint. Actually, it doesn't really look like paint. But it couldn't be anything else, could it? It's every color of the rainbow. The elevator door slides open and you step into a space that you are relieved to find is totally recognizable. The table overflows with messy palettes and brushes, cloudy jars of water and sponges. Several easels stand behind the window. How's that gonna work? Several easels stand beside the windows to catch the light of the two moons, and a number of canvases lean against the wall, turned so you can't see what's on them. First things first. Amisia brings you over to the wall screen that looks... I hope I'm saying that name close to right. Amisia brings you over to the wall screen that looks way more high-tech than anything you have on your now-defunct spaceship, tapping away at a series of unreadable symbols. She then indicates you should take off your sling. Here. Go ahead and stick it in there. Huh. She seems to want you to put your injured arm into a large hole in the wall, which you do because you're sure your new friend has your best intentions at heart. The hole shrinks down like a blood pressure cuff, sending bolts of agony through you. You want to yank your arm back out, but you don't. Even if it's broken, you still like having it attached to you. Instead, you shout a lot and thrash your other limbs around. Calm down, you big wiggler. It's like you've never seen a medicalizer before. If you don't stop moving, it won't work. Tears spill down your cheek, but you force yourself still. You'll bear the pain. You'll do it for your friend. She's looking at you so hopefully, and she's so delicate and pretty, almost angelic. You look at her face and tell yourself it's all gonna be okay. Finally, the hole releases you, and you pull your arm back out to find it completely healed. You can move your fingers. It doesn't even hurt anymore. Hey, things are looking up. See? I told you. This is great. You are overwhelmed with the urge to celebrate. Ooh. Are you gonna be chill about it, or get excited and dance your new friend around the room? Ah, fuck, let's do some dancing. You try to resist the urge to celebrate. You fail to resist the urge. You take Amisia by your tiny hands and twirl her around the studio. Or you try to. You forget about your busted ribs. But you sure do that a lot. You let go of Amisia and go careening into one of the tables. Thankfully, not the one covered in art supplies. You hit the corner and go down onto your already incredibly sore ass. This is what you get for acting like a huge fucking tool in front of your new friend. Are you okay? Was that some sort of ritualistic rite of healing I've never heard of before? You shrug against the floor. Amisia leads down and picks you up in a bridal carry, despite the fact that she's about half your size. It makes your rib hurt. But what does it nowadays? Amisia lays you down on a weird lumpy couch. Are you sure you're okay? You look a little... She trails off to nothing. She's looking at your left arm, which you have draped over yourself awkwardly to sort of try to hold your torso together. That color. At first you think she means the color of your skin, which is different from her light gray. Then you think she means the truly fantastic buffet. I swear to God I can speak English. I don't know. Then you think she means the truly fantastic buffet of bruises you got going on. But then you realize that in your prancing idiocy you've managed to scrape up the inside of your arm. Blood oozes sluggishly from the wound. Amisia dredges a finger through it. You're half expecting her to put it in your mouth and for this to become a whole cannibal situation. Well, since you aren't the same species, it wouldn't be cannibalism, but still. No thanks. Instead, Amisia just holds her finger up, the drop of blood trembling on the tip. This color. I've never seen anything like it. She dashes off to one of her tables, pulling over a sketchbook and dragging her finger down it. Your blood paints a rusty line down the center. She lets out a little squeak of excitement. This is Amazing! What? Red? Not red. There's a million dirty little rusties swarming all over this city. I'm drowning in red. This is... crimson. It's incredible. You must be some sort of mutant. You're really lucky I found you instead of one of those drones. Lucky? You? Haha, yeah. Very lucky. The luckiest. Well, your arm is healed and you're out of whatever doubtlessly weird weather happens on this planet. Maybe Amisia is right. Maybe you are lucky. You close your eyes and try to breathe. Zen yourself out. Really center yourself in your own body and all that garbage. Then you open your eyes and wow, you sure aren't centered anymore. In fact, you roll completely to the left as you try to get away from Amisia, who is back and standing over you with a gigantic axe. Watch out! Amisia grabs you, drags you back up onto the couch, and plants her hand on your solar plexus, effectively pinning you down. You'll hurt yourself if you keep flopping around like a beach blubber beast. You want to be friends, don't you? You want to help me with my artistic aspirations, right? You get the feeling that she might be trying to manipulate you. Just the tiniest little suspicion. It's possible Amisia has recognized your intense craving for companionship and is trying to exploit it. You don't like being suspicious of a new friend, but that is a pretty big axe. I don't know what's got you so worried. I just want to show you my axe. Oh, of course. Makes sense. It is a really nice axe. You hold out your hand for it, but of course it is too heavy for you, and your hands are all sweaty and you fumble it. Fumble the really sharp weapon. Amisia tries to catch it before it's too late, and somehow in all the wiggly struggle, you end up getting cut. Like, very cut. Across both your wrists. In fact, you don't think she could have aimed even better if she'd been trying. Oh. Oh dear. Hard agree. Don't struggle. You only hurt yourself more, silly. You don't want that, do you? No, you definitely don't want that. Not after what a butterfingers you've proven to be. Amisia gets up and puts the axe down, and you kind of losing track of her for a little while. You're bleeding all over her couch, and everything around you starts to go shiny and unreal. She comes back with a couple of little jars that she uses to catch your blood. That's a good idea. You sure are making a mess. You wonder if they are specifically blood jars. They look like jam jars. Alien Jam. Space Jam. God, you love that movie. True, honestly. Truth. It's been so long since you've seen it. Also true. Definitely the best PG movie about basketball. Way better than the one with the dog and the clown. Do they even have basketball here? You ask Amisia. She just shushes you and brushes your hair back off your forehead. She keeps smiling and saying comforting things. God, she's such a good friend. Before too long, you do what it's honestly a good damn shock you haven't done before now. You pass out. When you come to, you are propped against the wall in a weird way that you wouldn't love even if you weren't an invalid, and both of your arms are jammed in the hole in the wall. The med hole. The glory hole of well-being. The magic sphincter. You grunt and pull your arms back out. They're healed. The cuts on your wrist are just two faded pink lines. You take a step away from the wall and immediately hit the ground. You may not be actively dying anymore, but you did just lose like half the blood in your body. God, you're tired. A little giggle makes you turn around, or roll over since you're still on the floor and probably not getting up anytime soon. It's fine, you've met worse floors in your life. Amisia is sitting at one of her easels, her hair pulled back beneath the scarf and little round glasses perched on her nose. A jar of your blood sits next to her, and as you watch, she dips a brush in. I'm glad you're awake. I was a little worried I'd actually killed you back there. She laughs and you laugh along with her. It's very funny. Actually, everything is funny right now. It's probably the blood loss. You ask her what she's painting. You, of course. You inspired me. Well, right now it just looks like a bunch of red squiggles and some lines, but she only just got started. She's warming up. She sits there on her stool, looking at her palette and chewing on her lip thoughtfully. She looks somewhat nervous. Actually, I want to show you something. Something I've never shown anyone else. She leaps up from her stool and crosses the studio. You roll to the other side to keep her in your line of sight. You really hope she isn't getting another Space Jam jar. Space Jam jar. She starts turning around the canvases one by one. They're all blank, except for one, which has a little... Wait, no, that's just a shadow. Every single one of them is blank. You aren't sure you understand. You ask her if these are all just new canvases that she has not gotten the chance to paint over yet. Amisia sighs. No. I've had them forever. I'm just... not a real painter. There. I said it. She buries her face in her hand, talking from between her fingers. I'm really good at all the other parts. The materials in the studio. I even make all my own paints. I just can never do the actual sitting down and doing art part. She just looks so despondent. You wish you could do something, but you don't really know that much about art. You probably can't stand up yet. You tell her that she looks like she's moving in the right direction at least. But you don't even have a studio or any brushes or stuff like that. Of course you have no aspirations to be a painter, but you leave that part out. That's just it. I feel inspired for the first time ever. I think it has to be your messed up, disgusting mutant blood. There's really no other explanation. She takes a knee beside you, picking up one of your limp hands with hers. They're cold, like she's been pressing them against whatever, blah 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 blah. They're cold, like she's been pressing them to a glass jar in the winter. Usually I just finish off my contributors quickly. I don't have time to deal with a bunch of injured low bloods moaning around my studio. But I couldn't just use your blood all at once. You're far too special for that. You gaze at Amisia. A mist has descended over your vision, and it isn't even the mist of imminent death. I have to keep this precious blood safe. I think you might be my muse. You will never escape. We did it, kids. We made a friend? A friend? Friend? Friend question mark? Maybe? Friend? That was actually kind of cute, though. That was... I mean, there was, like, a lot of, blood and, slow descended to death. But other than that, it was charming, you know? At least nobody choked on a hot dog. But anyways, I'm gonna do the next part. So hopefully we'll have one more installment, and if I fail spectacularly, then potentially 2 more installments. So if you like this, leave a like, comment, subscribe, check out our other videos. We got a lot of Hiveswap on the channel, and I will see you around.